Yes, ma'am.
What is the difference between being patient, waiting on God's promises, versus being delayed? How does one know the difference?
Well, as you've rightly said, waiting, we're told to wait. And Isaiah 40:31 actually tells us that those who wait upon the Lord. So we must know that God is actually directing our waiting. When we wait upon Him and we wait on Him, then it says that we don't grow weary, we don't grow fatigued, but we will mount up on eagles. And so there's an activation that happens when we wait upon the Lord. One of the ways that we need to know, we need to distinguish, because like you've rightly said, there's a waiting that is initiated by God. And that waiting sometimes is because we're not prepared, we're not yet ready to move into a new dimension. And then there's a waiting that is delayed, that is initiated by the enemy. The only real way we can know the difference is through prayer. Romans 8:14 says, as many as are led by the Spirit of God are sons of God. So when we are led by the Spirit of God, we will be able to establish, is this a waiting that is a hindrance, that has been brought in by the enemy to hinder me, to bring fatigue, to stop me? And if that's the case, then we have to move into a place of spiritual warfare, where we now begin to push against demonically induced waiting, where we now begin to push against whatever forces are trying to hinder our breakthrough, and we pray for Perez. But if it's a waiting that has been caused or induced by God, then we just have to wait it out. And we have to pray that God gives us strength and grace to endure the waiting, but not only to endure the waiting, to find out what is God trying to teach me. Because God doesn't just make you wait for the sake of waiting. There's something that He wants to pour into you. There's a sharpening that needs to happen. There's a teaching and equipping and a training that must happen during that time. So that's what we have to distinguish. But we get it through prayer. We get it through being directed by God. And even in the waiting that could be induced from a wrong source, God can still turn that around and use that to equip you for a season. So yeah, we always have to stay connected to God, and He's the one who will direct us in terms of how do we deal with the waiting, to find out, is it a waiting that is demonically induced, or is it a waiting that is imposed on us by God? And the response will be dictated by how the Lord speaks to us in prayer.
Yeah, thank you so much, Apostle. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Bless you.